Ooh, and we are in here. Now that we're in, it's time to pick up where we left off yesterday, or more accurately, make a few little pit stops. They're gonna be small, and I do actually know where they are this time, so it won't be like yesterday where I got a little bit lost looking for a Latinus like secret cave hideaway place. First things first is we need to get to Raya Crystal Tunnel, which I believe is this one over here. It's nighttime, so non-zero chance we run into a death bird. Not as scary as the death birds, but not very, but still a little bit tough. Oh well. I'm gonna make a few pit stops because I want to pick up the somber stone belt, the smoothing stone belt bearings, and the somber stone ones as well. Because I kind of want to. I don't really like having to go out and manually farm for stuff, so it's good to have these, especially if you want to use a bunch of weapons, at which point all you really need is runes, and runes in this game just eventually stop being a problem. Let's see. And here you'll hear the bells of the walking mausoleums. Again, you hit them at their feet, and then clear the debris on their feet. They fall down, you go inside, and duplicate a remembrance weapon. I think there's special ones that have bells, where they can duplicate all remembrance weapons instead of a select few. Now, Raya Crystal Tunnel. So this is the one we need to go through first. Or we can do the one in... Well, there is another one in Caled that we have to go to next, but this one's a good one to do as well. This is Somberstone 2. Right, I think unlike the one in Altus next to the church, we'll have to clear the boss of this one, and this one is a tricky cave. That one there, if you climb up there and do that platforming mini challenge, you'll get access to, I think, a special scythe, the winged arrow scythe, I think. I think it's either a Reaper or a Twin Blade. Kind of like this grave scythe they have here, but actually holy, instead of just being wholly infused. It's nice having a ranged option. Lets you do stuff like that. Although my my FP is getting pretty low, which means I need to level up my mind a bit more. Please don't pull out the don't pull out the Glintblade Greenstone clumps. those little things that can like harass you with little magic bullets. This is a fairly decently sized tunnel with multiple floors and a couple of routes to go through. Good source of smithing stones as well as glintstone shards, as well as those like glintstone scraps that you'll see the miners mining there. What's that one? Another glintstone. So first, let's get rid of this miner. Now, be careful. You don't want to fall down there, cause at the... Oh yeah, this is the one with the Crystallion boss, right. Once you beat that Crystallion, you'll get access to the, smithing stone 1 bell bearing. Although, strictly speaking, maybe you won't need it if you just, like, get a few from, like, EG, and you just don't use too many weapons in your playthrough. But I think it's just good to show you where this one is. So be careful around this spot in particular, because... Where are they? He's not the only enemy here. And... Yep, the marionette archers. Yeah, they have, in tight spaces like this one, the marionette archers are pretty dangerous. But conversely, they won't have, if you get the drop on them, they won't have anywhere else to escape to if you like fire a big breath of rot at them. Ow. Wow, that guy was extremely well hidden. You could barely see them from the low lighting in the room. Well, on to the next floor. This is... Oh wait, I'm out of FP. Whoops. Most of them are dead, so it's just this guy. No, wait, no, they're... I guess these guys are pretty resistant to rot breaths and the like, or like magic breaths in general. It's fine. Basically just hit them really hard instead with like a melee weapon or dragon maw. I see someone. What? There's 2 paths to go. This one. Yep, that's a sorcery. Shatter Earth, pretty solid. Int 1. Pretty nice AoE damage and stagger damage, but not relevant to this build, I guess. I think I'll do enough. Yeah, I think I'll do another playthrough, like more magic focused. I think what I want to do for maybe New Game Plus is try and make a more pure faith-based build. Let's see if Grail's Roar can knock over this Crystallion. Which is good news for us. Crystallions are pretty durable enemies initially until you stance break them, at which point all their health is gone. At that point, it's easy to stagger them even with basic attacks. See, with just a few basics, we stance break them, and Crystallion boss is dead and buried, or scattered into ashes, I guess. Now we have the smithing stone 1 bell bearing. And the next one is down over in Caelid. It might be easier to just go to, I think it might be easier to just go to here in Altus first. So that I do all my business here. And then once I'm done, I can go to I can spend pretty much the rest of the time in Caelid. Caelid has a lot of things to do in it as well. And so does Altus Plateau. Now let's go forth. It's a bit difficult to see because it's nighttime, but around this area, around these ruins is another boss. Yeah, the Woodfolk ruins, occupied mostly by worm faces, but the boss of this region is a big worm face that drops a couple of crystal tears as well. I'm just gonna go down here. I hope you folks don't mind. Just remind myself what's down here. Wrath of Gold. Nice. This one we can use on like a pure faith build, on a pure faith and holy build. Oh hey, someone's fighting some worm faces over there. Good luck with that, buddy. Yeah, you'll see some NPC-like soldiers fighting the worm faces. We can just ignore them, and they're probably cooked because human NPCs very vulnerable to deathbite as a status effect. Yeah, that was probably them that died just now. Well, one of them, the other still fighting for their life, and not dealing very much damage. Nope, and there he goes. Let's pray for these. Let's pray for those two Godric soldiers. I don't actually know what these like marionette, like little assassins with wings are called. I wouldn't call them like dangerous. They have the potential to kill you, if only because they have weapons that inflict hemorrhaging. What else? I think this is... I think there's a malformed star in this cave as well. Where's that? Get rid of that crystal snail. That other snail that survived. How do you miss a point-blank magic shot like that? Oh, I actually had no reason to disturb him. Looks like it's a party down here now. Might actually get better results if you just come down there instead of spamming those glintblade pebbles thing. But you didn't, so now you're gone. Nope. Surprisingly easy to stagger those things, they are. Hey. Now, which way is the way forward? Oh yeah, this I think is where you find the malformed starters. And what those things will do is they'll just pelt you with their magic attacks until you're dead. This is also a pretty hard jump to do and not very worthwhile. I'll show you. Yep. Okay, this is where you find the Arsenal Charm +1, that charm that Nephili gives you for beating Godric. Right. Funny thing is, there is another easy to access, like, well, I wouldn't, yeah, I guess I would call it easy to access and not very difficult to obtain charm. You just have to descend to the underground, get past some golems firing magic arrows at you, fight 3 NPCs, which if you're playing online will be like from custom player builds, if not other players. It's wonderful. And then you get the Arsenal John +3 from a giant warrior jar who I don't think says anything. Now what's the boss here? I think it might have been like 2 Crystallians. Wonderful. This game is a bit of a problem with looking bosses. So we just if you don't like have proper melee damage, because it'll just take a while for you to like properly stance break them, and because it's difficult to like split aggro between them, since there's nothing really helping you to achieve that in this dungeon. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, the next stop should be, let's see. How about Haled? It wasn't this one. I think this is where you get the moon veil. So it might actually be this one here, which I think is the Celia Crystal Tunnel. There's an alternate route to there via the trapped chest, via booby trap chest in Limgrave, near where you fight a Gil. So let's just make our way there, and let's be quick because these dogs are fast and they hit. Okay, at this stage I don't know if they hit hard, but there being a lot of them and being very aggressive, we just don't want to deal with that right now. So let's keep going, let's keep going. Let's try to avoid the abductor virgin there. Actually, if you turn over there, there's a secret like entrance to the cave which has the gold scarab head except the gold scarab like helm which just boosts your rune acquisition when you wear it. Good for farming like currency and stuff. Good for farming runes. So, and while the cave itself is pretty painful because it's filled with like rot and pain and misery,
Welcome.
it's still
Yes, right this way.
the bosses in there isn't too bad. It is another geo boss against identical enemies, but ones that are just generally more manageable. Okay, let's go. I seem to be going the long way around, and at this rate, I might just up and end up running into Millicent. Yeah, I think that area there is where Millicent spawns. So if I cut across the... I don't remember there being anything in particular in this area that requires the use of a Spirit Ash. Or at least requires the assistance of one. I don't think you can even use Spirit Ashes for NPC invaders, so maybe it's because it feels you need help dealing with the who are they? Those poison guys and the clean rot knights that are just strewn about the area. Right. This is our first stop. And this one is a fairly tough... And this one I think is a tough cave, if only because of the, who are they? The Servants of Rots, the pests shooting their infinite pest threads at you. Who's the boss of this one? I think it might be a magma... I think this one has a magma worm boss. Or I might be thinking of the... no, yeah, I think it is a magma worm boss for this one. Come on. Okay, that's one of them taken care of. It seems a bunch of them have noticed me already, which is a bit of a problem, but... Ow, nothing we can't deal with. First, let's make our way up. Hop, skip, and a jump. Come on. Come on, the terrain doesn't favor your tactics of jumping up and down and up and scurrying about everywhere. Just stay still. What's in here? A chest. Gravity stones. Nice little thingy. Nice little, what do you call it? You just throw gravity stone clumps and they explode in a burst of gravity magic. They just explode and expand. So satisfying to stanch break these tests. Now then, I think that's not the last one in the cave, but the last one in this room. So now that we've taken care of... Or maybe it's not the last one. Maybe there's one more on the rooftop over there. I'll see when I jump over here. jump over this and jump. Oh no, I missed the jump, but it's not like a worthwhile item anyway, so it's fine. Yep, there's another pest thread. No, wait. That's a glowstone miner person. You know, it's pretty convenient that you guys have just low posture, that I can just repeatedly basic attack you and stun lock you to death. Oh well. There's a Somber Stone 4, one you can get access to early game. Yep, and there is... Rock Blast, another useful useful damaging sorcery. I think this is the one that lets you like drill into. It's either this one or Shatter Earth that lets you drill into the ground and deal damage through that. Let's kick the ladder through the shortcut. Ooh, another Somber Stone 4. Yep, I think that's this area cleaned out. So let's pick up that Somber Stone over there. Let's head into this room, which I think has another talisman for us that... Ooh. So we're just gonna blast them with frost. Yep. Faithful Canvas Talisman, boost sorcery damage. And I think that it might actually be more useful for our build since we're using sorceries quite a lot here. Let's grab this other Somber Stone, another 4. It really is a shame that we won't have any like smithing stones until like any Somber 6s, or I think it's 7s that we're looking for, until like until what's the place? Until Altus or Volcano Manor. Up next is... oh wait, it's a Falling Star Beast. These things are fast and hit pretty hard. So I'm just going to do that because it's a fun spot. Yep, there's another Somber Stone 6, a brand new Somber Stone 7, which we won't be able to use for a while yet, but yep, that's our major detours out of the way. So which means that the Dragon Heart that I was looking for probably gonna come from this cave here next to nearby Fort Jail, I think it's called. Oh well, it can't be helped. What we have for now is enough, and the damage that we have for now is enough. Radahn, helpfully, is, for reasons that are self-explanatory, pretty weak to Scarlet Rot. So that, I think, will be enough to take him down, essentially. So let's head down. Let's head down south to where the castle is. Find a safe place to jump down. And run like hell, hot without a fear, away from the giant dogs of death. Already building up quite a distance from them. Hooray, let's keep going. Never mind, we caught up. Keep going, keep going. Over there upon that like rocky platform, you'll see a scarab there that's shining. That's Cragblade. Boosts your physical damage on your usable armament. Very, very good for strength builds. Let's set aside of grace here. And with our weapons in hand, and with our build already ready for the most part, let's head into Red Main Castle. Most of the stuff we'll need here will be for after the festival is concluded, I think. Including the boss as well as the Flame of the Red Meat Stone. I think we can get now, but the Red Hot Wet Blade, which will give us fire and flame art infusions, will be for later. Now, here we see our old buddy Blythe.
Long time. Seems we're fated to keep crossing paths.
His mission brings him to this very boss battle.
At a festival of combat, pitted against Radahn, once the strongest of the demigods. The way ahead is pleasingly simple. A path forged by sword and fang.
Now,
nothing to do but wait until the festival begins.
Indeed, exciting times. Let's talk to this kind lady. You can get a gesture. Gesture. Yep, thank you, Miss Finger Maiden. And here we see one of the goats, one of the other great goats from this game, Alexander, the Iron Fist hero.
Ah, if it isn't a tarnished warrior. I am the warrior Jar, Iron Fist Alexander. The pleasure is mine. Do you know for whom this festival is being held? Well, it is none other than General Radahn himself. To think, I could face a great champion of the Shattering, a demigod in the flesh. Oh, God. In truth, I quiver at the thought. Such is his frightful repute. But the fear simply assures me the ordeal is worth undertaking. Be sure to get a good vantage, my friend. I, Iron Fist Alexander, do hereby vow to unflinchingly brave this ordeal.
Indeed, you've got this, Alexander. Now, let's talk to another champion.
Are you
Jaren.
good and prepared, young chum? The festival begins.
Ready as I'll ever be. And Jaren will now tell
Before
us
we begin,
Radahn's
allow me to
a
paint
little
you
story
the full
of
picture.
Radahn and what happened to him. And whilst he's doing that, I'll go grab some water.
General Radahn is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by Melania's scarlet rot, his wits are long gone. Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog. Howling at the sky.
But now, we must make merry. O gathering of champions, the revels begin. The celebration of war. The Radahn Festival!
Okay, okay, I'm shut down now. I forgot to unmute for that entire boss fight. But yeah, that's kind of one of the methods you can do. Even if you're not using like NPC helpers, if you're using a dragon build makes Radahn pretty easy because very weak to rot breath, as you saw, very easy to inflict status ailments on him. Doesn't have a lot of health despite surprisingly, for whatever reason. His attacks can also overswing and miss you a lot of the time if you're very close to him, and which does gives you room to use like stuff like Dragon's Maw, Dragon's Claw, or even like your bird attacks without getting punished. Yeah, it's very yeah, still a very cool boss, still a very cool like set piece.
What a sick way to fight, eh, mate? The glory of the
thanks for the
class is
compliment.
shared by Radahn and you, and then a falling star, right before our eyes. I can't fathom how Radahn was holding back something of that scale. He was a living legend, if ever I saw one.
Oops.
Well, it's time I left. The wheel of fate has been set into motion. If it's on the cards, I'd be glad to meet again.
Same
You are
here,
a fine
Black.
warrior.
Same here. Now, there should be another warrior. There he is.
Ah, hello there. It was a battle marvelously fought. You are well and truly a champion, friend. I, on the other hand, am nothing but a crock. One hit was all it took to crack me, and for my insides to come spilling out. After that, I hid like a coward. And as such, I can hardly stand to face one such as you.
Don't be too hard. Don't be too hard on yourself, buddy. You are fighting the strongest demigod, so it does make sense that he hits pretty hard, and you did pretty well to survive that like orbital meteor attack he had in store for us.
But don't you think I've given up just yet? As luck would have it, there's a veritable mountain of warriors' bodies right here. If I can just squeeze this bunch down inside me, I'll be a mighty warrior again in no time. And you know, the bodies found here are exceedingly fine. Who could expect any less from the very warriors who fought in the Shattering, the greatest of all wars? Just you wait and see, friend. I'll grow even stronger. Just you wait when next we meet. The bot who could expect any...
Yep, very
Just you...
Yep, don't worry. This may seem a bit strange to you, but this is actually very normal for the Lands Between. And for the, who are they called? And for the, Warrior Jar tribe. Now that that's done and dusted, we have two different things we could, do. We could, shall we say, I don't know, I think I'll try and, I think I'll go back into the Red Main Castle and see. Yep, it's still in festival mode, so gonna need to advance some quests a bit. Let's see if I can squeeze out some extra runes. Do we want to try and fight the other bridge dragon now? Or even the Bloodhound, or even the... I keep forgetting what those, like, Black Knights are called, but that one there. Because it could get, like, on one hand I could lose, like, a, what's it called? I could lose a rune arc for this, and essentially waste one. And I don't actually want to cheese this dragon here. The Lone Wolves, I think, will help for harassment as well. Now, let's see how much damage I do to it. Let's see if this dragon is for some reason stronger than the entire demigod in the shadow. almost got him. And that's another how many dragon hearts we got? One. No spells for us. He's just like a random bridge dragon. So yeah, makes sense. Yep, I think this bridge. I think we can go pretty much anywhere. Like, I think we can actually take on Langdell even now. And we'll just get a smattering of runes and levels for it. Now, let's put a few more levels into our mind. Wow, it's actually matching with endurance now. So what I should do next is... we can go straight into the underground. There's two levels, there's two, well, 3 or 4 underground like city areas to go through. The main one is if we go down the lift here next to the arch tree, next to the minor arch tree. If we go down here, it'll take us to, I think, Nokron, which is part of Ranni's quest line. But before we do that, I just also remembered that I can get another memory stone now. And before I do that, right, I need the erudition jester, which means it's finally time to talk to this sad young man here.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Rea Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
Like 10 runes is actual like pennies. I think you're underselling your sorceries there,
Bless
mate.
you, bless you. You're a true saint. My name is Tobes. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries as promised. Only none of them are particularly great.
Starlight, Glintstone Pebble. Yeah, let's buy one.
Apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager sorceries are no match for your generosity. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place. That should help a
Yep,
bit.
go on, let's tell.
You've
Then,
seen that
yeah,
structure to
let's
the
hear it.
north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Rea Lucaria, where we study glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning. Back to life, of course. Why not find yourself a glintstone key? Without one, you can't pass through the Academy, and you'll never reach the Erdtree capital. And if you find an extra glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very patient, would you consider donating it to me? I know it. I'm a bluntstone. Nary a hint of talent for sorcery. But still, my place is at the Academy. Are you certain you're willing to give your glintstone key to me. My, oh my. Thank you. Thank you dearly. Now I can go back to the academy to resume my study of glintstone sorceries.
Nice for you.
The very stars.
Look at him. He even closed his eyes in like pure joy.
Back to learn another. Why, of course. Thank you dearly. With your blessing, I will depart for the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Perhaps one day you'll pay me a visit? Who knows? I may be a decorated sorcerer by then.
I hope the best for you, buddy. Like, listen to him. He's so happy and he's so pretty nice. But he didn't choose to be in this video game where this little quest of him is gonna get him killed for like a sorcery that's pretty okay-ish. Like, I don't think most of the people in this game don't deserve what happens to them. Let's see if this works. Yep. Okay, didn't need the crown at all. Awesome. Right, so that's another memory stone. Let's grab that. Warp back to this area here. Yep. Now I'm just going to do this. Hey, let's see what spells we have access to now. I could probably apply flame cleanse me just to I think just ahead of the rot areas, but let's not. What else could I apply here? We really don't have a lot of like options in our flask, do we? Let's fix that a little. Firstly, let's fix that a little bit by going after this Earth Tree avatar. Now why did I do a silly thing like that? Cerulean crystal tier. Do I want to get the other cerulean hidden tier? The one that gives you infinite FP for a short duration? Probably not. But I can just keep going north. Now let's go north all the way across this pathway here. Let's see, what do we have to pick up? I can go through here and get started on the next part of Nephili's quest. So we're gonna go through here and gonna take a detour back to where the game began, essentially. You can see it in the distance there. I think those are the 4 belfries that we need to go to. That's one of my favorite things about this game and its exploration, that you'll just see stuff in the distance. It'll be like, can I go there? And then you do, and then you go, and you can go there. Maybe not like immediately. In this case we can, but maybe at another time. So yeah, let's go. What was over there? Past the singing bat. The bat that sings weirdly beautifully for some reason. Up next, I think, yep, is this side of grace. There's some jellyfish guarding the jellyfish field, which I think we can actually try getting if we want to focus purely on melee, just on killing the seal, and just be careful of these jellyfish here, because they're quite aggressive. Like, they're aggroed already for whatever reason. He guarded that. Oh well. Too bad. These guys are all dropping stuff. That's pretty nice. No. Can I reach it from here? Die to this pumpkin. Oh, it has eyes. Finally got it. Now, let's get rid of this nuisance. Okay. I really need more boys. Right. Right. Some smoothing stone 4. Now let's enjoy the spoils of our victory, which isn't much. Well. The way forward. Right, it's this way. Now there's 2 more enemies that I don't really feel we need to fight at all. There's these like headless mausoleum trolls. Quite loud ones too. It's fine, we can just ride past them. And there's one more coming right up around here. We can just ride through his legs and he'll be powerless to stop us. Yell all you want, we've already gone up here to where the side of grace will be waiting for us, as well as a chest with an imbued stone sword key. Let's rest, recover our flasks because we expended too many over there. Let's get the chest here. Right, that's our second imbued stone sword key of the run, I believe. Yep. And the place we need to go to for a quest is there. Yep, time for revenge. I really should farm for like a head. Maybe I should farm for a headpiece just to give Marianne. Or maybe I'll just wait until the end of the DLC where I can get access to, what's it called? To Miquella's headband, the one that boosts your faith, that boosts Miquellan incantations, mostly because it looks nice, I think. Now, we fought these guys before. Yeah, cool thing about this spell is how it lets you duck ground attacks. We've got ourselves an ornamental straight sword and ornamental shield. Not bad weapons. Could certainly do better in terms of like damage potential and like element type, but pretty nice for like faith builds. Let's keep going because we have a couple things to pick up in here. First we have to stop by and look at let's stop by and check on our maiden. Yep, she's still gone. Well, our first maiden, Melena's still by our side watching all this unfold. There's the Stormhawk King and Stormhawk Dean, our Spirit Ash. And that's the key item we'll need for a Nephri's quest. And with that done, let us go and take on Caria Manor. Yep, there's the magical artillery, but the cuckoo that Cari's set up, which is step 1 of why nobody's managed to properly siege this place yet, even in the midst of the revolt against Queen Ranni, like as she lost her mind. Like, Ranni is just a pretty powerful witch in her own right, which is, I think, the main reason why nobody's been able to, like, properly set foot in here. Now, this place doesn't feel like a legacy dungeon, but it kind of is. We could keep going and fight everything if we wanted to, but Haha, outsmarted. Why do I hear a, Oh, there's a scarab. Is it a blue one? Yeah, I think it's a blue scarab. No, wait, no. That's another one. No. Yeah, these guys are dangerous. Alright. There's another one. I definitely should have bought Agiel's Flame before coming here. Ah! That's because fire damage deals a lot of deals bonus. I don't know if it deals bonus damage to the hands, but it does stagger them for a while since it makes them drop and roll. I think I've had enough for dealing with hands, so let's go to the next level of Carrier Manor. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I should just start fighting more stuff along the way. Hooray, what's next? What's next? Oh yeah, the Ghost Knights. Not too much of a threat as you saw. Don't let them stagger you. Let's see. This way leads to a bonus and more knights, I believe. Not here, not kinda here, but there. The ruby is somewhere in this area too, like that bendy sword. I'm amazed I can get a backstab from this angle. And I think this way leads to... Huh, so there was another enemy there that I missed. Because I'm still aggroing something. Down here is something incredible, which I believe is a legendary armament, or should be legendary if it doesn't have the status. It is the Sword of Night and Flame. A pretty powerful weapon. In fact, I think the best one for hybrid, like, in Faith builds. Or you can, like, spec mostly into one stat and get a lot of mileage from that alone. First off, Dead End, then Seek Comfort. Yeah, I think there's just more hands here, so we're just gonna go back to the Carrion Manor lower level and proceed with the rest of the stage. Let's go. We fought some of the knights here already, so you don't need a further demonstration of how to deal with them. We'll keep going, just keep running. They can't do anything to you. And purely for the love of the sport, let's trigger these magic traps as well. Ow. Ow. A really long tracking range on those magic bullets. Now, let's climb up here, up on this elevator. Activate this side of grace, and I believe what's waiting for us outside is you can go back down and get the Arumi, I think it's better to activate the Site of Grace first, so you can just warp straight back here. And anyways, be careful around this area because there's wolves about. You don't want to go messing about with those bad wolves. I don't think I've ever stance broken a direwolf like that before. Damage in Sash of War. We've got more people to entertain just up ahead. You'll see a Carrion Troll Knight over there. Drops, I believe. I think he drops like a kind of either a longsword or like a great sword. I think it's going to be classed as a great sword. The troll one, that's like magic infused and stuff. Another corner here. This is the part where you'll need to be careful. And I think I might fight him after. No, I don't need to fight him now, so yeah. Though. And also be careful of those pages. Deals a lot of damage with those bolts. Luckily not the ones that have like luckily they're not the ones that fire 3 bolts instead of 2 instead of 1. Those ones are troublesome. Now this fight gets such a powerful spell because of that hyper armor. Now let's rest in the Site of Grace, heal ourselves back up. I think our endurance is still at a good level for this. I mean our vitality, our HP, which means how long does it take you to bleed? Good grief. Now, let's be honest. Fan of all the trolls deal friendly fire damage just because of who they are. Right, that's the Troll Knight's sword, the weapon that I was trying to showcase. There's also like another secret path down there. I don't think it gives you anything like super special, but it does take you all the way down to the secret side here. things to look out for somewhere in this general area is like in the back. No wait, this is the next place we need to go. Sorry, it's this general area that has, I think, frozen armament. The scarab that drops frozen armaments. So in case you want to do like no a million physical infusion like weapon, and then you can apply frozen armament to it to give yourself some frostbite damage. There's a red wolf here in this area, like another one just hanging out there, and there's also this an Evergel here, which I think drops one of the carrion like phalanx spells, but then the Evergel here also drops like, I think, Great Blade Phalanx. A bunch of stuff over here. For our purposes, let's just focus on doing a bit of progression, doing a bit of like doing some side questy stuff. We're not gonna worry about that Three Sisters first, like tower first, but instead we're gonna go fight another dragon. This one's another magic dragon, but there's something special about this one. Right? Is a girl, if I'm not mistaken. This one is smart enough to fly away when things get tough. Look at that, she just fully disappeared. She's gone. This fight ain't her fight anymore. And like that, we now have access to Rann's tower. Let's go up. Oh wait, I think I might be doing things a bit out of order again. Although the good news is we're gonna get access to another memory locket just now. But before that, a small detour back down to this area again. We are going to make our way to this little area over here. A couple of ways to do that. First way is going back from this Grand Lift of Dectus, going past the Frenzy Flame village, and accessing this tower here, and then dropping down those pillars there. But the other way is going past the Church of Vows, taking the right path past a rune bear. And oh, before I forget, just purely for the love of the sport, let's kill this rainbow line. Right, now that we've gotten that guy out of the way, that's a fun sprayer book. I think my favorite, well, I do love the dragon build. I think my top favorite one is probably the one that uses like the dragon cult spells. Lightning spells are pretty powerful in this game. Nice scaling with dex, very good variety, and one of the most hard-hitting spells in Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. Hard hitting, especially against big bosses. And the DLC also gave us some really good boost to it with the Death Knight set, and with Knight's Lightning Spear. I think that's what they call it. First things first is bear. You know what, let's fight it. Yeah, sure, let's fight both, why not? Look at that, they've turned Arctic. And then let's go right here. If you turn left, that'll lead you to this Urge tree, and is this? I think that's just a graveyard there. That or a church. I'll check again later. But this way, if you go, if you don't want to deal with like archer fire just yet, just go this way. Although the archers are easier to deal with than the giant rune bear, to be fair. I think this is close enough. And stands broken. Nice. That's one rune bear down, and we got ourselves a nice refill on our flasks. Now that we've cleared the way, the last obstacle awaiting us before the death, I think it's called the Death-Touched Catacombs. Our last obstacle is a very dangerous foe, one even more troubling than the rune bears. I talk, of course, of the Mausoleum Knights. You can't see me, unfortunately, so that was a tough opponent. Now that we're down here, does this one respawn? Yes, it does. Skeletons. That's most of who you'll be dealing with in this cave. Oh, that's also like a place that... I wonder if I can face tank these guillotines. Yep, the gimmick of this place, one of the gimmicks is that these common mages are controlling these skeletons, and most of them will die when you kill those like mages, but there are a few skeletons that are just alive, like fully independently alive, like this one, and that one there, because it's never just one enemy. And also a hidden wall here. We have ourselves another boss. A mini-boss, rather. Yeah, these bosses... Yeah, Dragon Maw is a bit difficult to use in this fight because of how agile the Black Knight assassins are. But that's not to say you can't hit them. Ow. makes them good as mini bosses. Now technically you can't just go straight back because the only thing this thing is guarding is a death route. Or more accurately, the boss of this cave is a death route. But we spawn all the way here, so we might as well open the great lift outside, the great door to the actual boss room, open this door, run away from the skeletons, pick up this flower, run before the crab gets us. I think it killed something when we found out. Probably those like slug things. Now, I think for this boss, very easy but also potentially difficult because of mostly because it has like assistance backing it up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buff myself a little bit, and as soon as I get in there, right into the boss's face. Look, it was ready to bounce on me just as soon as I got in. Right, now that we've taken care of that, let's get this death room and mosey on back to Ranni's Rise. And just as we do that, we get a reminder of Blythe. Classic. Now, let's take the lift to Ranni's Rise.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Renna when last we met.
Indeed you
It
did.
pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation.
No reason.
No reason in particular, thou claimest. Intriguing. Then mayhaps fate hath steered thee to this reunion. Wilt thou enter into my service? I am the witch Ranni. I stole death long ago, and search now for the dark path, that I might one day upend the whole of it, and rid the world of all that came before. Well, has that roused thy interest?
Uprooting the entire world order? Sounds good to me, Lady Ranni.
A choice well made. Thou art a rare sword. Not many would have accepted the offer, but I require as much of those under my command. I anticipate good work from thee. Good. Then I ask we proceed with haste. Art thou aware of the star that struck Limgrave? It left a vast crater, and through it lieth the eternal city of Nokron. Go there to find the city's hidden treasure. Ah yes, E.g. my war counselor, and Salavis, preceptor in the sorcerer's arts, can be found below. Like thee, they are in my service. Heed not their peculiarities. Feel secure in gaining from them what advantage thou canst. I am sure the others will be doing just the same.
Probably. I'm just gonna go down there and say hi. What's my poise at? 22. Yep, there's E.G.
Oh, so you were the one. Lady Ranni has explained everything.
He's still
You've
reading,
defeated
perched at
General
his, like,
Radahn,
blacksmithing altar.
unlocking the stars. A grand reward, justly procured by any measure. Again, I am E.G., the Carian royal family's dedicated blacksmith. and Lady Ranni's war counselor. I welcome one of your caliber. A fellow champion in service of Lady Ranni. Let us give all that we can of ourselves, together, for Lady Ranni.
Yeah, he's a pretty normal sort. He's pretty strategically minded, so normally Blythe would be here as well. But since I've already taken care of the quest line, he's not. He's a little preoccupied.
Yes, I don't know what it is.
This one doesn't deserve to have his dialogue heard out.
Should you, if it were up, but who am I? Ironman Payne should you, if it were up to me, but who?
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with listening to his dialogue. He doesn't deserve the recognition or the screen time. Not a very pleasant fellow, that Celovis person. Now you'll notice we can't teleport anywhere because we're supposed to talk to Ranni's underlings and then to ourselves to get our official mission.
Allow me to forewarn thee. I shall soon enter my slumber, and it will be some time before I wake. This doll's body is not without its hindrances. Still, I have high hopes for thee. I look forward to the good news when I arise. I shall soon, and it will be. I have high look.
Right. Now that that's settled, and we can teleport out of here, let's teleport straight to the bottom. And go all the way to Celovis' rise. Oh no, wolves, what am I gonna do? Oh well, let's keep going. Now, Celovis, I'm not even gonna bother talking to. Ranni's questline is pretty involved. I'm pretty sure I can probably do like the next hour will be like 1/3 of like could be like an entire stream by itself, because we have to go via Nokron, so that's going via the underground. And go via the underground to get a sacred treasure, go via another underground city, through a Lake of Rot, and through 2 more bosses, or arguably 1. Oh, and I have to go via this tower as well. So I think I'm going to do the first part of Ranni's questline, and I think the next stream will be tackling, what is it called? And then the next stream will be tackling Ranni, the entire rest of Ranni's quest, because it's just that long. Depending on how long I take to do like the rest of it, I could potentially squeeze in the Volcano Manor as well, because I don't think I'll need anything from the Volcano Manor quests on this playthrough, TBH. Right, and into a new like area that Torrent can't access. Woohoo! What's this one? Soporific Grease, I think. No, the Golden Room. We should spend some of these actually. I'm also that's the Soporific Grease. I'm also remembering that I have Radahn's Great Rune still on my person. Lots of platforming in this area. Also, these like tier things. One of them's shooting at me already. What's up here? How did you... I don't know how it missed all... how it like dodged the ice point blank, but... no biggie, we can just melee attack it to death. Just like we can do to this one. Yeah. Was fast enough to get a free flask out of that. Hooray! Now, what's down here? Didn't expect something incredible, huh? What's behind this guy? Smithing Stone 5. Yeah, we really should cash in. I should probably cash in these smithings, trade in those smithing stone bell bearings, and actually upgrade this weapon. Because I don't think I've upgraded it for like ages. No, my ritual sword. How dare you take a small percentage of my health? Take that instead. Alright, I don't really have a map for this area, probably because I haven't accessed the first underground yet. First things first is... let's see what I have. Radahn's Remembrance. And the Royal Remains armor from Ensha. Let's offer the bell bearings. You'll need about 12 regular smithing stones to get to fully upgrade a weapon, I think. 12 of each smithing... I think it's 12 of each. Yeah. So if I just do that... Now, I'll just go over and upgrade my scythe. I actually have no clue what else I'm probably gonna keep using this for.
Now, those eyes tell a story.
Oh, we haven't talked to him since felling a boss. Cool.
Fine and well. Now lay out your arms.
Now let's keep front thing. Yeah. Is there anything else here we could use? I don't think there's much in the way of Faith arcane weapons in the first place. Because a lot of the arcane weapons generally scale with dex instead. Right, now that that's done, let's go back to the underground. Well, now we're back in Nokron. We're going to do... pick up this ghost bell bearing. Not a lot of stuff we need here for this playthrough. You can get, I think, some ghost gloveworts here and a larval tear as well. At least I think. Nope. You zigged or you should have just... Well, you zigged when you should have zagged. I really gotta get better at using my words. I think... Nah. You know, I should probably do the thing where I unequip my weapons. Just so I can better deal with Mimic Tier. Come on. Can you dodge dragons? No, you can't. Oh geez. And that's another larval tier that we're not gonna use. Woohoo! Right, let's rest up for a second. What's next? I think is a scarab that drops a somber 6. One we already have. Yep, a somber 5. I'm thinking of the one after the rolled, just before the lift of. No, wait. Before or after the lift of rolled, one of the two. Yeah, before. After you clear Langdale and its boss, you can just like, what is it? There is another like scarab that drops a somber 6, and I think you can get one anyways from here. Cool thing that you can do here. If you follow the path carefully down here, you can end up all the way back down there to I forget what it's called, but to the actual first hidden city you can access. In fact, I wonder if I can do it on this stream right here. Praise this despair. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Another somber 5. I have done it before where I was able to access the where I was able to slowly platform my way back down to that area without even using the elevator. That's also helpfully where the map is. Unhelpfully, the camera is doing its own thing right now, so oof. Sorry about that moment. Let's heal us both up. What's on this? Anything on the pillars? No. That's a talisman, clarifying horn, which helps with resistances, I think. I forget which. Not super necessary, not something I've needed help with before, but if you need help with your resistances, that's how you do it. Oh wait, now I remember this place. This is... this just up ahead here is where you can fight the Dragon Kid Warrior for the Dragon Skill, for the Dragon Halberd. Was there anything else here? I think so. I think the path back down is there. Over there is the Great Oracular Bubble item. With our level of strength, I think all we really need is Golden Bow and FGMS. In fact, I should investigate a site just to be more heavy there goes my bonus stats. Right. I can probably just I'll use my thing. FG Mess and Golden Vow. Let's get our runes back. All that damage came from the counter attack. Bonus of 16k runes, which gives us enough to do one more level up, I think. But now that that's done and dusted, let's pick up this item at the waterfall. Ah, Marika's, that's where it was. Marika's Scar Seal. Bonus to our lower stats, or bonus to intelligence, faith, and arcane, I think. We've even got a Ghost Glovewort. And now let's go down here. Yep, row of messages pointing to a fake hint. and we're now at the lower level of Nokron, or what this hidden city is called. First, let's get the hidden item here. Yep, a rune arc to replace the one we've just lost, and I'm probably not gonna use it until I deal with I'm probably not gonna use it until I'm back where I need to be and back onto investigating Ranni's path. Now that we've also unlocked this, it means we now have access to, or rather, now that we have Nokron, we have two paths to go to. One path leads to, what does this path lead to, I wonder? I've never actually used that. Sorry. Above in Nokron, one path leads to the hidden treasure of that city, which Ranni's searching for, and which should enable her to do the rest of her scheme. The other path leads to Deep-Root Depths, which is where you'll find an entire other stretch of content focused around death and Deathblight and the Prince of Death. You can get the Prince of Death staff. You can get some death. No, I don't know if you can get death sorceries, but you have the Fia boss. You have you have, I think, that one like drill weapon that one Crucible Knight with a magic drill weapon, Siluria. You have her boss, and like a bunch of other stuff, including another entire mausoleum. It's another entrance to the hidden city that you can access through Ranni's quest. There's a lot of different things you can do here. And now that we're Schneefer River, that's what this place is called. Now that that's done, there's also another, like, nearby, another merchant you can buy a larval tier from. In case you, like, in case you somehow run out, or in case you haven't, like, gone via the normal way, which is through... That's the Worshipper's Roots, that's the Mimic Tier. In case you didn't go through, in case you went through the normal route of just taking the elevator at the start of the game, there's another larval tier merchant nearby in Shifra. Oof. Now that we have done this, let's go back onto the critical path. And whilst I'm here, let's look at the Jellyfish Shield. Needs 20 strength to access. Which means we can't use it, sadly. Or can we? If I have like one more point in the strength, I should be able to use it effectively, I think. Nascent Butterfly, another crafting item. Yeah, the way to Deep-Root Depths is that way, past a really annoying boss. You've probably heard of it, the Valiant Gargoyle duo, who I think are the weakest, or among the weakest of the bosses in the game. Because they just don't really mesh well together. But that's for a later part. For now, let's hurry up and access the rest of Ranni's quest. Boop. And I'll show you something and here's something interesting. A lot of bloodstains for some reason. Not very dodgy, this one. like the other one was like ducking and weaving from our attacks, so we had to like bait her out. But that one just stood and took my attacks like they just could, and they couldn't. Sad for them. Right. Up next is this part. We're almost through with this part of Nokron's quest. What's next? There's a red scarab here. A nice little refill for our flasks. There's the black wet blade, giving us access to occult skilling incantations. I mean, occult skilling infusions. There's a stone sword key that guards the best spirit ash in the game, and that is, of course, you, the Mimic Tier. Also a cool little like secret path. Be careful of the jump here. A silver tier that's just not hostile for whatever reason, so we just leave it be. And another nascent butterfly. There should be like a window here somewhere. There it is. And now we have the Nox flowing hammer. And now that we're here, we can fight like a hero and blast that rolling ball of doom from the safety of the spell. Now, let's get our free Mimic tier. And now it's the last part of Nokron. From here on, it's gonna be the second half of Ranni's quest line. So, Noxtella, Lake of Rot, Yep, it's gonna be an involved, like, quest line to be sure, so... Hey, don't... I think look forward to unlocking Borealis' mist. Nope. Ooh, another Celestial Jew. I think let's save our flask, our last flask for this last time. I think actually knocking out the attack. Interesting. And that should finish the thing. Don't do a silly billy thing and take the portal straight here, or you'll have to fight all of them again. Now we have the Finger Slayer Blade and the Great Ghost Glovewort. All right. And that marks the first part of Ranni's quest ended. I'm just gonna warp back to where to Ranni's Rise. And I think I'm gonna call the stream here. Yeah, I think this streaming business is pretty fun. And so is this game as well. What I think I'll do in the meantime, not sure if I'll stream tomorrow, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday instead. I'll probably, yeah, I'm gonna call it here. And then the next stream is just gonna be pretty much the entirety of Ranni, the entire rest of Ranni's quest, which has quite a lot of steps to it. It has you going to and fro between places. And cool thing is, if you want to get like a special puppet from Celavis, there's a few options you have. There's the ones he already has access to. You'll have to do, and you'll also have to like potentially either feed the potion either to Nephili or to the Dung Eater if you like do enough of his quest line that you can gain access to him, that you can free him from prison essentially. Which I don't want to do in this case, because freeing him will also get what's his name, Bogart killed, because Bogart will be his next target. But yeah, you can do enough of his quest line, feed him the potion, and then get the Dung Eater, and he's a very powerful Spirit Ash. But but that's probably for another playthrough. For now, I'm gonna go straight to see Ranni in the next stream. So I'm gonna call it here for today. Thank you again to everyone for tuning into my stream. I hope to see more of you. Like, comment, and subscribe. You've heard this whole song and dance before, because it really helps out with YouTube and like growth and getting more eyes on this, because I would love to see more of you guys like join into my streams as such. So yeah, again, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, this is Serge signing off.